This is Beth with Gambling Insider, and today I'm with Em and Claire from Saroca and Naoimi from Clarion. So you guys just did the Ascend Women's Meet-Up and Allyship session at IGB Live this week. So what was the goals of that event? And for those that weren't able to make it, could you give me a summary of what the event was like?
Sure. Well, I can maybe let Naomi speak a little bit on the aspect of Ascend. But essentially, we partnered with Naomi last year with our leadership program, and Ascend being a mentorship initiative through IGB. They were able to provide some scholarships for women to attend the program, and leadership in general is about a personal and professional development session for women in the gaming industry that addresses both hard and soft skills. And you know firsthand from having been one of our recent graduates from our inaugural program. And so really the idea behind it is to bring women together to support their development and their leadership skills and create a little bit more camaraderie and community. And maybe I'll let Naomi touch a little bit on the Ascend aspect.
Sure. I think the main thing was that we wanted to be able to support women in iGaming and in the gaming space. And although there's lots of different leadership programs and things like that, there wasn't something specific for women at the beginning of their careers. And certainly when I was at the beginning of mine, I really felt like I needed something to be able to look towards, like a goal, and to have that allyship in the industry is really important. And so we're passionate about doing it, but obviously Saroca, in terms of what they do, supporting their leadership program, made complete sense for us to work together and to partner together.
Amazing. So, Claire, you just completed the first inaugural session of the Saroca Leadership course. Congratulations to that. You imparted a lot of information onto us, but what information do you feel was imparted onto you?
It was so empowering for me, even as the coach. We created a space that allowed the women to be vulnerable and to be open and honest and share pain points, share things that had happened, share their experiences, talk about imposter syndrome, which no one wants to talk about. And for me, it allowed me, even as a coach, to be vulnerable and to be open and talk about all of my experiences and things that have happened to me throughout my career, and particularly, coming in 2006 when it was, spot the woman in the male environment. So it's been a journey, and so for me that was my biggest takeaway is creating a space that allowed me to even talk about my experiences, which was really well received.
I'd say the biggest, one of the biggest impacts that was imparted on me was the sense of community that we created. And I think, Julia, one of your fellow graduates, suggested that we created something really special because of really the community, and that we kind of became a little bit of a family. And I think that vulnerability has a tendency to do that, being able to be authentic and showing up as our authentic selves, that all of us is welcome, and that all of us being welcomed is okay. So, I said yesterday in the session, the good, the bad, the epic, and the ugly. So when we can allow ourselves the freedom to represent ourselves authentically, we create and simultaneously allow others to represent themselves authentically. And that's really how we build authentic relationships. And we know that this industry is such a relationship-based industry. So cultivating the skills to be able to expedite that process a little bit faster, I think, is something that we all benefited from.
Absolutely. Like when everyone from the course meets each other, there's always this excitement of seeing a friend. It's really created community between all the women involved. So after you've done the first year, what do we think is going to change for year two?
Well, we did take some feedback. So we've actually reduced the program from 10 sessions down to 8 sessions, from 5 months down to 4. We were able to not sacrifice any of the content in that. So we've married some of the content in a little bit different ways in terms of how we will deliver the modules. So that's one sort of logistical change. And I think the other thing that we are hoping to see is a little bit wider participation. So for those of you guys that aren't aware, we finished the program with a 90 NPS. So we're very very proud of that score. The impact report for the program will be coming out in mid-August, and we hope that that incentivizes many employers to send more of their female staff through the program, or where individuals want to invest out of pocket. We certainly know that it's worthwhile to be able to do so, but we hope to really continue to grow and see a little bit wider audience. Anything that you'd add there?
No, I think that was amazing.
Fantastic stuff. So there are several groups and initiatives within our industry to kind of encourage female leadership and get women into the industry. How has that changed, and do you think it's changed enough in terms of how long you've been in the industry for?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I touched on back in 2006, I think I was one of maybe 5 women in the industry, and so coming to the events was just totally different to how it is now. The industry's grown immensely. Like this show this year, we keep getting lost trying to get to the theatre because we picked the wrong side. But it's there are more initiatives coming up, and I know Naoimi can talk about a little bit more about Ascend and other things that Clarion are doing. But I definitely think from where it was to where it is now is a big change. But there's so much more that needs to be done. So much more kind of education, awareness, support, allyship, which we talked about yesterday in our session. There definitely is so much more that can be done. But I'm really proud of the industry where we've got to now. But there is, a significant way to go, definitely. Can you add anything?
Yeah, I think it's really key to continue to put a focus on it. I think you have to keep going. It's not an initiative, it's not something that just sort of comes and then it's done. It's never sort of done. And actually we have such a great platform via our events and via our content and via our digital media, etc. And I think we have a responsibility to the industry and, in terms of diversity and inclusion and ensuring that we really push forward to use that voice. And you said something really special, which is that this industry is so much based on relationships and partnerships. And so in order to have those relationships and treat people as allies, and I think we need more men to support what we do, because it's not just exclusive to women. It's everybody's responsibility to continue to push forward diversity and inclusion, ensuring gender parity, etc. And via our events that we run, we have that opportunity for that platform, because we bring together 12,000, 15,000 people, 40,000 sometimes of active iGaming and gaming industry luminaries, and actually then we have great opportunity to use our voices to talk about it.
Really insightful stuff. Now, just to round things out, individually, what can we expect from you all in the coming year?
Well, speaking of getting the men involved, we are launching a program after G2E called the Executive Series. So there'll be some similar content in terms of the leadership program, but this is a co-ed event. So this is our co-ed program. So we're inviting the men to join us on this journey. But I think you can really expect to see Saroca grow. We've been back in the industry for a year and a half now, to much success and very well received. And really our go-to-market is a B2B service provider. So our executive series and the leadership program are just initiatives that we are providing for the industry, but really the opportunity for us to work with more suppliers, more operators, even touching a little bit on the affiliate industry. The aspect of the industry, I think you can expect to see us grow. I think you can expect to see a lot of cultures hopefully being optimized within the industry. And again, we hope to see the leadership program grow in addition to and in addition to launching the executive series for its inaugural year, which is coming in the fall.
That's a great summary of Saroca's plans. We have a few other little bits and pieces in the works, but it's really about continuing to push all the initiatives in the industry, all the support that's out there, all the different mentor groups there are, build a really strong community of women that can support each other, be our biggest cheerleaders, give them safe space to go when they need support. And I think that's really important. So yes, we're pushing our programs and they are really important, and people get so much value. Women have got so much value out of it this year, but I think it's also boosting the awareness just in general, more webinars, podcasts, anything like that we can do, any content that we can put out there as well. So that's what I'm looking forward to this year.
I think we have the opportunity to continue to work really closely with Saroca because these women are great and the business is great and the model is great, and I'm so passionate about the subject matter. So there's lots more to come. I think we have IGB affiliate and we have ICE next January. We have IGB Live in London next year. I'd like to do more meetups. I'd like to do more for perhaps women travelling by themselves. There's so many. Education and awareness is one thing, but actually that network and that meetup as well. So just to create that community that continues to grow, I think is a really exciting thing. So lots happening.
Amazing. We'll look forward to seeing what comes from you all, and thank you for your time today.